Good morning. Today I want to discuss about the basic knowledge or the basic definitions of the UNCLOSE. What is UNCLOSE? UNCLOSE is the United Nations Conventions of the Law of Sea. It is as like as the rules for the sea. Let's come to the topic for discussions. Number 1 is internal water, then baseline, number 3 territorial sea, contiguous zone, exclusive economic zone, number 6 continental shelf, extended continental shelf, and number 8 is the high sea. What is internal water? Internal waters are also known as the inland waters, are the waters located in the landwards side of the baseline. From the picture, we can clearly see the internal water after that baseline has been started. On the right side is the sea, and the left side is as like as a river, a lake, or canal. That is the internal water. Coastal state has complete control and authority over its internal water, just as it would with any part of its land territory. This means that foreign vessels are only allowed to enter these inland water with permissions from the coastal state and in case of distress. Examples of internal water include rivers, canals, and lake, which is typically under the exclusive jurisdictions of the coastal state. What is baseline? The baseline of a state is the line along the coast or the outermost points of coastal features from which the seaward limits of a state's maritime jurisdictions are measured. It serves as a starting point for measuring the distance of a state's maritime zones and is usually defined by the low water mark along the coast or the outermost points of the coastal features. Territorial sea. Every country has a coast, has a right to claim a certain area of the ocean that extends 12 nautical miles from the baseline. The area is called territorial sea and the country that owns it has full control over it, including the air space above it and the ocean floor below it. Foreign ships are allowed to pass through this area, but they must do without causing any harm to the coastal states. Contiguous zone. A contiguous zone is the maritime zone adjacent to a coastal state's territorial sea that extends up to 24 nautical miles from the baseline. The purpose of its zone to enforce certain laws and regulations beyond its territorial sea. Within the contiguous zone, a coastal state has the authority to prevent and punish infringement of its customs, fiscal, immigration, and sanitary laws and regulations within its territory and territorial sea. Exclusive economic zone. Coastal states have the right to claim an exclusive economic zone adjacent to the territorial sea, which extends up to 200 nautical miles from their baseline or until maritime boundary with another coastal line. A coastal country has special rights and responsibilities in the area. It has a control over activities like searching for, using, protecting, and managing natural resources found on the seabed and benefit as well as in the waters above. The country can also allow businesses like energy production to operate in this zone. A country has the exclusive rights to use this area to take and use all living and non living resources. Living resources include things like fish and animals that live on the seafloor. Non living resources are things taken from the ground, like gas and oil. Continental shelf. The continental shelf of the coastal state is comprised with the subsoil of the sovereign area and the seabed that extends beyond its territorial sea to a distance of 200 nautical miles, in some cases even up to 350 nautical miles from its baseline. The portion of a coastal state's continental shelf which lies within the 200 nautical mile is called the EEZ. The portion of a coastal state continental shelf lies beyond the 200 nautical mile is called extended continental shelf. Within the extended continental shelf, other rules are applied. The natural resources of the extended continental shelf include minerals, non living resources from the seabed and subsoil, and living organisms that are part of the sedimentary species. These are organisms that, when harvested, either cannot move and stay attached to or under the seabed, or can only move while staying in constant contact with the seabed or subsoil. Some countries believe that organisms living on or under the seabed are part of the seabed, and therefore they should have the exclusive rights to use and exploit them as part of their extended continental shelf. High seas. The high seas are called international waters, are the parts of the ocean that do not belong to any specific country. These areas out of the national boundaries and do not belong to any country and are considered part of the global commons. The high seas are open for all countries to use for travel, fishing, scientific research, and other peaceful activities. This is the end of the session. Thank you.